Recently, I've started having strange dreams. It was a dream about a woman gnawing off other people's faces with her teeth. By the time I got exasperated with the recurring dreams, I realized that it wasn't a dream. When I got my mind right, I realized I was in a dungeon and there were some people around me with their skin peeled off from their faces, looking terrible. All of them were missing eyeballs and were laying on the floor, constantly moaning. Someone had many areas of their body severely dented, such as the upper arms and thighs. I tried to scream at the horrible sight, but my voice did not come out. For some reason, I had no energy at all in my body. I could just roll my eyes. I barely touched my face with trembling hands and checked on my body. Fortunately, my skin was still okay. After a while, I could hear someone's voice in the hallway. "How many faces are left?" "Only a few left for me to eat." "Ugh. Hurry up and gather some new pretty girls." Along with the voice, I heard someone getting nearer, and my heart started beating like crazy. Other than me, there were about 3 more people whose faces were undamaged, and they were all holding their faces, crying. Then, a woman and 2 giant bodyguards opened the door and came in. The woman came over and looked at each person one by one for a long time. She touched their skin with her hand and smelled them. She stared closely at my face and said with a wide-open smile, "I should save this one to eat later. But that kind of face expression puts me off my appetite. So, you'd rather cry like the others." Her voice was creepy like a witch's. She agonized for hours over the 4 of us, and eventually went close to a woman and bit off her face. She screamed furiously, but all that came out was a weak sound of an air leak. The woman exclaimed in wonder, "I knew it would be like this. The skin is so chewy. As expected, I'm correct. Take her to the operating room and pluck out her eyes." I was in terrible shock. I couldn't remember why I was here or even when. I couldn't remember anything. And that night, I had a dream again. Some men gave me an injection and left. And after a while, I heard gunshots, people screaming, and loud footsteps echoing through the hallway. And after a while, the police opened the door and came in and shook me. Then I woke up from the dream. I was lying in the hospital. A man came up to me and introduced that he is a detective and explained, "You were imprisoned in that cellar for 2 weeks. Do you remember?" I said, "I don't remember anything." The detective continued talking. "It's a really horrible case. The mad woman ate off a total of 7 people's faces and body parts. You were abducted 2 weeks ago, and every night you were given anesthesia. Fortunately, a missing persons report was filed, and while tracking you down, we discovered the basement. You are safe now." I couldn't believe anything. Why the hell did that woman do this? Then one thing came to mind. All the people in that prison were pretty. Suddenly, my head hurt as if it would break, and the forgotten memories came to mind. The model recruitment ad I saw 2 weeks ago. When I saw the ad for a very high-paid job, I remembered going to an interview, and I don't remember anything since then. After a while, the last memory came to mind. When I arrived there, I met the woman, and what she said as she looked at me. "Oh my! Take good care of her. Everything is to my taste, from head to toe. I will eat everything, except the bones."